I imagine a lot of people who have done DMT wonder, how can I permanently, if I can, access this DMT consciousness, because it's just so much effortless love there and you feel so connected to your true self. Your heart feels so amazingly open and it's just the best thing ever. It seems like nirvana, heaven, bliss, all these wonderful spiritual things that you've heard about. It seems like, wow, here I am experiencing it. And apparently people like the Buddha have achieved this in sober reality. So it seems like a good question to ask a DMT entity. How can I permanently reach this state of consciousness just in daily life? And years ago now, I actually asked this question to an entity, and the answer I got, I thought, was quite interesting, a quite short answer, but somehow it has stuck with me for years at this point, and I think it has definitely helped bring me closer to acting from a place of this consciousness, and I thought I'd share. So I thought the most fun way to do this might be with a director's commentary sort of style, and hopefully the background dissolves and all the effects and animations work as I imagine they will. So this dose of DMT was different than usual because DMT trips are usually very dynamic in nature. There's a lot of fractals happening, many things are going on, your mind can't even keep track. But this experience was very focused on my question of attaining a permanent state of DMT consciousness. So why do I say that this trip was so focused? Well, as soon as I took my second hit, I entered a dimension of silent golden dust particles, which was very quiet, very peaceful and very beautiful and nice. I've tried to recreate it in the background, but the feeling associated with it was an immense deep quiet, very deep quiet. And maybe that's reflected from the mind chattering. There's very little mind chattering. It was just quiet. The birds were chirping though in the background. That was nice. It was a very welcome addition to the trip because I became exceedingly aware of how alone I am in this space, that there are no entities, nothing was going on, just me and golden dust. So I sort of assumed perhaps that a DMT entity would just be so eager to answer my question that it would be waiting for me, but no, that wasn't the case. So in that persistent, quiet, golden, dusty space, I asked verbally, just out loud, I asked something akin to, how can I permanently reach the state of DMT consciousness? This profound, beautiful, heart-opening space. And nothing really happened actually, as apparently the entities were not eagerly anticipating my question. So I asked again, verbally, with more emotion this time, and I really wanted to know. I sort of had the emotion of, I deserve to know this. This is a worthy question to ask, and I almost demand an entity to come and tell me the answer. And then in a slow sort of way, not in a rushed way, a peaceful, calm way, a DMT entity appeared with an entirely benevolent feel to it, very good vibe, and was perfectly symmetrical. Sort of like this. This is the best recreation I can do. So as DMT veterans would know though, entities tend to communicate to us non-verbally. That's been the case for me and what I've heard from other people. We just sort of know what they're communicating to us, but no words are coming out of their mouths. They're not creating sounds we hear. We just know exactly what is being told to us. So in that sense, the energy communicated from this entity was it was the word love. The act of love, the being of love, all aspects, just love. That was his answer to my question. And as this was being communicated to me, the entity placed its hands towards its heart, pressing firmly into its own hands, which really reminds me of the mudra of Patanjali. Patanjali is usually pictured with that mudra. That's the sort of vibe it had to me. A centering of energy at the heart. So at the time I missed the significance of what was being said to me, but now it's more apparent to me what was being communicated. More on that very soon, but like I said at the time, I didn't realize the significance and I wasn't very satisfied. So I wanted some more, I suppose in retrospect, I wanted a more magic solution, a fast, quick, easy solution, something like the DMT entity could give me a mantra, and whenever I said that mantra, it would give me almost a DMT hit. I think subconsciously that's maybe what I was hoping for. So my emotional body, I was quite unsatisfied with this answer. It was giving me of love, which I communicated to this beautiful entity. It sort of just knew what I was feeling, and its reply was again, non-verbally, but the word was just love. That's what it was communicating to me. And it reasserted its hand posture, its mudra, pressing them firmly into the heart space. So what does this mean exactly? What was it trying to communicate? Well, I can only give you the best answer that I have, that I think I've worked out. What I got from it is that love is indeed the answer to reaching a DMT state of consciousness, and we need to change our inner workings so that we are swimming in love. Only when you're totally swimming in love will you be accessing the state of DMT consciousness. And it's interesting, I have actually, since then, accessed states which are very similar to DMT, and those were always associated with really big, deep states of love. But what was communicated to me, I believe, was this reasserting of the hand position and of love. That's the attitude we need to have in all aspects of life, so that we in time can evolve to be swimming in love, and hence be accessing this DMT state of consciousness permanently. So what does this mean on a practical level? What it means is that whenever some energy arises in us, or there is a choice to be made, we can reassert our intention to love, that I am here to love, I am choosing love, I'm acting from love, I'm going to be love. And then if you keep choosing that over and over again, that will lead towards a DMT state of consciousness. An example would be if you're at work and someone offends you, the natural instinct is to perpetuate that, to sort of get grumpy, etc. But no, you reassert. Bring your energy towards the heart, just like the mudra reasserts. You reassert that I'm bringing my energy to the heart and acting from there, acting from love. The same thing happens for if you need to choose what are you going to watch on TV, on the computer, on the internet tonight. Are you going to watch a movie full of blood and gore or a nature documentary? Well, reassert that I'm choosing love. Bring your energy into your heart and then decide which one should I watch from that state of consciousness, from that heart space. And by constantly moving in to the heart space, that will over time develop into more and more and more and more love, so that in years, maybe, it will take some time. This is a practice, something we need to do for years on end. And then, hopefully, that's what the DMT entity was letting me know, is that that's going to lead to a state of DMT consciousness. That is the path. It's not an easy path, but it is a simple path. And that's all the entity told me. After that, it peacefully disappeared and left me with that and only that. And as of many things in life, I think, a deep question can have a very simple answer. It's not so easy then to act out on that answer, but there you go. That's what the entity told me, and I hope you found that useful. Over the years, I think it really did help me, and you'll be surprised if you keep this in mind. Actually try it out in the next day or two. When some situation happens that's bringing up a lot of energy in you, do the mudra. Tell yourself, I am reasserting that I am choosing love. And then act from that heart-centered space where the energy is in your heart and emanating from your heart. And then you can choose from the heart. And that is love. If you have ever asked a DMT entity of light this question, then please comment below what the reply to you was and what was revealed to you at that time.